the family you're on, right? We're part of the family that you're on, and then we're gonna have Sister Marilyn come on in to kind of wrap it up in this space. So, and then we'll take the last few minutes to be able to bring it all together. But get again, take a time, invite. Let people know so we're here, and then I thank y'all for being here because in all thy getting, you get an understanding. The mother of all learning is repetition, and the more you hear about this, the more you'll understand it. And it's important to know the position you're. If you even if you don't understand it, position yourself right for the blessing. Position yourself for the benefit. It's so important to say, well, because guess what? We're going to go to a nice restaurant anyway. We're going to go to somewhere anyway. And yes, we have a nice memory, but this is the gift that's going to keep on giving for years to come. So, but Don, if you're available, I got you as co-host in both of your places. And what Don is going to share is his experiences and expertise in real life on this blockchain space. So come on in, Don. Come on in.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me make sure I think my screen is off. So let me move it towards you. I got to do some adjustments. Let's see what's going on. All right. Okay. And everyone's just gonna have to go here. Okay. Can everyone see me as though I'm looking at the screen, looking directly at you?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to get started and share my screen. Okay, can everyone see the screen?
We got you, bro.
Okay, great. So my topic is going to be on in real life sports, the sports industry as it is now. Okay. So many of you may have seen this slide. It may have already been covered, but I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive. So just to kind of paint the perspective of where we're at. So we started with blockchain sports with soccer. Soccer just happens to be the #1 sport in the world, bar none. Okay. But the overall global industry of sports is over $550 billion a year. Okay. Now, many of you may have been soccer fans, prior to blockchain sports. I'm sure all of us on this line are soccer fans now to some level of degree. But the fact remains is that these sports exist and have existed for a number of years, and they're generating billions and billions of dollars of revenue. Okay. And we know that blockchain sports has a significant niche, in bringing technology to these in real life sports. But let's just look at it for what it is. If soccer is the number one sport, and we mentioned these other sports that that I won't say if they will be coming on the blockchain at some point in time. Okay, so feel privileged for those of you that are node owners now. It just means greater income as time comes. But just break down of soccer. Soccer is what makes up that $550 billion annual year income. Well, soccer is a large chunk of that. It's $56.7 billion a year out of all the sports. That's why it's the #1. Out of that 550, it is the highest grossing sport in the world, followed by baseball. There's some sports that fall in between of all these sports, but from the background, from the information that I got, baseball is $11.47 billion worldwide. Not soccer, but hockey is $6.43 billion. Okay. Cricket is $3.5 billion, and cricket is worldwide. Many of you may not have even heard of cricket. Okay. Basketball is only, roughly $10 or $11 billion a year. In boxing, is roughly, getting up close to $1 billion in annual revenue. It may have gone down over the years since Tyson, but he's going to come back for some fighting in later part of this year. But the point I'm making is that these are in real life sports, okay, that are happening right now, okay? And as time goes on, you're going to watch your nodes increase in value, you know, for a number of reasons. Okay. Now, why has blockchain sports taken this direction to combine in real life sports with the digital environment? Because of these challenges that all of these sports have been dealing with, and it's already been mentioned, but financial, transparency, contract disputes. We're fans of all of these sports, which have very little interaction, even though the fans are actually what makes these sports possible. Our viewing dollars, our patronage is what makes this whole industry of sports and the governance of it. A small group of folks are controlling, the large majority, with the vast majority of these markets, and that's going to change. Okay. And what it's going to do for folks like us is give us greater opportunity to have a say so in the sport. And as well, if you're a founder and a node owner, to be paid for it as well. So I'm going to skip this. I just wanted to touch on that and just let you know that for those of us that are involved, we're in a great spot. And for those of us that are still looking at it, you have 19 days to make a decision. Now, as far as blockchain sports is concerned, did everyone see the screen? Do you see the new screen I just switched to?
Yes, we see you.
Okay, great. These are the categories that's going to be covered in real life. Okay. This is what makes up the multi-billion-dollar industries that are already happening. Okay. So there's a scouting team, in any sport, you have talent scouts. Okay. So those talent scouts go around the world for a particular sport. I'm just going to talk to you in generalities, so you can understand in generalities. So people go out different parts of the country, if you're in the United States, different parts of the world, looking for talent. Okay. Now they're paid a lot of money, okay, to go out and search those talents, because on the back end, they are producing that sport millions and millions and multi-millions of dollars. Okay. Now, following those players throughout their career, they may transfer from different clubs, different academies, different national and international groups. But as they are transferring, throughout their career, that is an industry within itself. Okay. They have to have sponsorship. They have to have brokers that actually broker deals for them to go from one club, one academy, one team or another. Okay. That's a revenue stream that already exists. Okay. The player transfers is a revenue stream that already exists. Now, every player, there's an injury. Okay. Sometimes players, depending on the type of injury, they could be down for months to years. Okay. But that produces another in real life industry, for, the doctors that support, these athletes to get them back in shape. Okay. Technology, even though blockchain sports is bringing in a bunch of new technology in terms of virtual reality and extended reality and what have you, but the technology of, even when it breaks down to the equipment that these players wear, okay, the uniforms that they wear, just so they can have top performance, so to prevent dehydration, all of those things are a part of a real life category that's going to be supported by blockchain sports outside of what we're looking at now. Okay. Now the reality shows and the gaming that's already in existence, but what we're bringing to the table is the opportunity to do it from a little bit of a different swag. We're going to do it from the blockchain as opposed to, what normally is done in terms of reality TV shows. We're actually going to be dealing with the players, on the deck plates, on their fields, and even taking it behind the scene, and in some cases they may be dealing with their families. So these are basic in real life categories that we've started off with blockchain sports. But I would venture to say that as we move into these other sports that I had mentioned, there's going to be more categories that will be opened up, more real life categories that's going to be opened up. That means nothing less but then another revenue stream for us as node owners. Okay. So we have 19 days to make a decision. 19 days for the guests that are on the line for you to make a decision. Okay. If anyone is straddling the fence, or if it's someone that you haven't talked to or need to talk to, this is the time to do it. Because it was mentioned before, with our last phase project, we had people looking at that project for, it was a 6-year project time frame that we got the announcement that it was going to, that we were going to close in 3 years. And in the last month to 2 weeks, we produced enough revenue, you know, at least on our team, that it was amazing what we did within those last few days. Okay. But we have 19 days to do something magnificent as well with this phase. Okay. If you got folks straddling the fence, let them know. Hey, it's either put up or shut up. It's time to roll. It's time to get active and do something and be a part of this paradigm shift. That's the one thing I think that you know, for some people, it takes them a little bit of time to understand, because you know, even for some of us that got enrolled, it takes time to actually learn what this is all about. This is about change. Okay, and change is hard for a lot of people. Okay, but as I mentioned before, the reason why the change needed to happen, because of corruption, you know, because of lack of transparency, lack of fan engagement, and the governance was all centrally located, which was centrally governed. Okay, blockchain sports is going to open that up, okay, to where the power needs to be, and that's with the fan, and that's with the people. And as a node owner, you'll be benefiting on top of all of this. Okay, so just think about that. You know, we started with the #1 sport in the world, $56.7 billion a year. Okay, so when your favorite sport comes on board, just know you know, we started with the best, starting out of the gates. Okay, so for the most part, this is cut and dry. I mean, you know, we know that motorsports has come on. You know, these sports that are coming on board are coming on board for a reason. These, okay, innovation, new technology, new ways of doing business. We're on the forefront of that within blockchain sports, and we will be as a limitless community. Okay, so we encourage you all just to come on board while you have time, because literally, you know, your time is stamped. You have 19 days left. Okay, and we'd like to see you a part of blockchain sports, and definitely a part of the Team I Am team. Okay, where we all work and we help and we support each other. So that's pretty much what I had. Is cut and dry. If anyone has any questions, I'll be happy to entertain them.